What's up? What's up? This is the Boss Ladies Live radio show. Speaker Studios, sponsored by Boss Ladies Inc. Yeah. Let's get this thing started. Yeah, y'all. It's been a last crazy couple days. You know what I mean? And sometimes your thoughts get a little screwed up and you can't seem to get back on track. But I'm excited about today, man, because we got a lot to cover. This is Rock Bottom tonight. I'm live in the chat room, so I'm going to invite everybody, get everybody on the show that wants to be there. What's your topic tonight? We're talking about Rock Bottom. Just rambling off some things for season 4. It's almost done. So, September coming to an end in a couple days. So we just get fired up. Boss Ladies Inc. is on the channel, on live, network, in the air, positive media in the air. Come on down, take a little cup of whatever you drink, and let's get focused. Let's get ready for the Boss Ladies Live radio show. So I'll be right back in a minute. Don't go nowhere. One. What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. Gotta check yourself for you take yourself. Auto-correcting myself situation with myself. Sometimes you get an epiphany of what you've been doing wrong, but you're like, oh, I can fix that. I've come to terms with the fact that my future might not involve people I'm around now. I get tired too of doing this every time I try something new. Sometimes I had to walk away from what I wanted to find what I deserve. I've made mistakes in my life. I've learned from my bad choices. I'll know better next time. Don't mention a person's past mistakes when they are trying to change. That's like throwing rocks at them while they are struggling to climb a mountain. So, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. What's happening, y'all? Boss Ladies in the building. Coming at you live. Speaker Studios, you know what I'm saying? SpreakerStudio.com. Just get online right now. I'm live in the chat room, ready to go. Welcoming everybody to the show. Glad you could come back again and see us. You know, Boss Ladies, it is exploding right now. And one day I will be a single mom. Probably a stay-at-home mom, you know. Single mom just slipped out. You say it so much. You know, these labels that we got on ourselves. Sometimes you gotta watch it, man. There be too many labels on yourself. You know? But anyway, I thought I'd stop by with some tips on how to check yourself, or in other words, give yourself check. It's basically, you know, just making sure that you're on point with your thinking. It's not easy to think differently, especially when you've been thinking the same way for X amount of years. It's like really, really hard, you know. But at the same time, since it's based on your thinking, that means it's hard or easy as you think about it. And sometimes we get bottled up with the cares of life. And it twists and turns the little positive inklings that we're trying to push. It's kind of like a new muscle. You use it, it gets a little sore. And you might have to take a break a couple days just to get used to the push on that muscle, the stretch on that muscle. You know, it's a muscle. It's like, you know, problems arise every day. And so it's kind of like with the pulling of the muscle. The problem is the pull. The solution is the more you strengthen that muscle, the more it's gonna not hurt when you stretch it, if that makes sense. Just like in life, your brain is a muscle. So the more you stretch it, put new information in, get that junk thinking out your head, I'm telling you, things will start looking brighter every single day. I mean, when I changed my way of thinking, especially just doing the basics, I wouldn't say I have arrived yet, but so far since I've applied the right kind of thinking, now it's a habit because it's after 30 days. I've been really trying to read and get involved in positive stuff and have positive conversations, winning conversations. I'm just going to break it down like that. Because when you have a winning conversation, you know, the atmosphere changes. It's a whole different conversation too. And it's a great conversation because you're on a like-minded stretch for that brain. That brain and that other brains that you're connected with, singular or plural, is in the right mind frame. And all it's going to do is just stretch abroad. Stretch abroad. You're going to meet another brain, and another brain that's just going to work together as brains. And the way everything is now, it's hard to really use our brain because we have so much access to everything. When there was a time that we did not have access to everything. So I do appreciate having access, but not to everything. Sometimes it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. So there's a balance. And it's also a balance with your thoughts as well. So this is just a random, like I said, I'm just going to be dropping them. Season 4, September is very exciting. Celebrating 38 years of leadership. At the time, I didn't know what leadership was. I just knew I was the oldest of 9 siblings. I came from poverty home. I didn't go to the best education of schools. I didn't think, because I was more talented and more gifted, more I grew up and figured it out and talked to some people or whatever that really are into me and what I got to offer, and they could see it. And that, going to school and stuff like that, getting recognition for special assignments and things like that by being a gifted, talented student in school, you had a lot of advantages. So it's when you're in an environment that's toxic, or what's the word I'm looking for? A chaotic environment. It's kind of hard for the development of a gifted person to really take place. It's not impossible. It's just going to be a little difficult. So the strings is pulling. But I always had a strong mindset. But what leadership development has taught me was how to apply, some things that will keep me on my game. But I got to keep applying it. See, with change, it comes work. And a lot of people reject change. You see what I'm saying? And I can say I have done the same. So it's all about, not so much putting yourself in your place or what have you, but it's kind of giving yourself a check through or a checklist on what things can improve and what things that are getting stronger and what weaknesses you need to work on as far as your thinking. Because like I said, you can get caught up in all the cares of the world, and then things happen and you're not on point of what you need to be doing. See, yesterday I was glad I was gone because I made a mistake. I didn't handle that well as I could have had I been indulging in another activity. But I don't like when people try to attack my character based on how my kids' personalities are. I don't think that was cool. But at the same time, people have an opinion and they have the right to feel however they want to feel. But at the same time, if I was steady focusing on what's important, which is something that could have been dealt with later or something I don't have no control of, I'll get back to it when I'm ready to deal with it. And a lot of times we force ourselves into situations and not trying to just get done with them, but we're not dealing with them. So I just ran across a tweet from Miss Terry Brady that talks about an autocorrect. Like, has anybody heard of an autocorrect before? Automatic to me means automatic. So it should be like your breathing pattern. It's just automatic. You don't try to breathe. You just do it. And I think the right thinking is the same way. The right thinking should be automatic because you should do it enough to make it a habit, because there's always good and bad habits. So on that note, quote for the day. Autocorrect yourself. Posted on November 14, 2014. But these are always good stories. It's coming from the book Letters to Lindsay by Terry Brady. It says, one letter certainly can have an impact on texting. We stayed in our couch for 2 weeks. Although there probably was a couch in the couch of which she was speaking. My dear previous friend, Luckily, she was precious enough